All right, I want to flesh out some details when it comes to some of the definitions of what I've been talking about recently in regards to humility, overconfidence, and today I'm going to talk a little bit about narcissism. And I know that a lot of you guys can find a ton of content on narcissism. I feel like with mental health, that's what's talked about almost more than any other topic, just because it gets thrown out there so much. In today's society, it's like if anybody has any degree of confidence, or if they portray themselves as being confident, it's like a lot of people consider them narcissistic, or if people are just mean. I've noticed that too on social media. If somebody's just mean about something and they feel self-righteous about something, or they're confident in their own mind about something, even if it's wrong, it's like, okay, they're narcissistic in nature or whatever. So I don't know, the term gets thrown out there so much, it kind of gets watered down. So to try to keep it simple, the definition of narcissism is a personality disorder characterized by self-preoccupation, a need for admiration, which implies insecurity, lack of empathy, and unconscious deficits in self-esteem. So that also implies insecurity. So they're unconscious or subconsciously insecure about their own self-esteem, or they have deficits of their own self-esteem. So, that's a general definition. I know there's overt narcissism and there's covert narcissism. I'm just trying to keep this simple so that people can understand this topic better. And if I dive into it later on, but I might be able to get more specific about some of those things. But if that is the definition, that is so much different than the idea of being overconfident, or even just confidence. Overconfidence is really not even that much different than just having high self-esteem, the way that it is portrayed in the definitions today. And I feel like a lot of times society will define a word and make it seem like it's a negative thing, when in all actuality, it's probably a good thing, and vice versa, in order for us to be able to feel less empowered and less like we have the ability to be able to improve ourselves. One of the smaller definitions of overconfidence is total certainty or greater certainty than the circumstances warrant. So I don't even know what that really means. I'm trying to think of practical terms of how overconfidence even is practical according to this definition in our daily lives. I think about when I approached my to-be future wife, and as we're at work and I saw her, if I were to have had any certainty, or as the definition describes, greater certainty than the circumstances warrant, then I probably wouldn't have asked her out, and then I wouldn't have gotten married. So it's so subjective. How do you know what if you have total certainty or greater certainty than circumstances warrant? I mean, I guess if it's just really extreme, you're jumping off a bridge and you don't have a parachute or anything tied, and maybe you think you're going to live through it or something, and you're 500 feet in the air. Sure, I guess in those extreme examples that makes sense. That person's pretty overconfident. But at that point, what I would consider overconfidence at that point is delusional. At that point, a person's delusional. And I feel like even narcissism in a lot of ways is just delusions. They're delusions of grandeur. They're delusions that I am this thing, when in all actuality, deep down inside, I feel insecure about my own abilities and my own strengths. It's just delusion. But if you're confident and you believe in yourself and your abilities, even according to the definitions of overconfidence, it's almost like You just want to be confident. You want to be able to demonstrate that through your behaviors. You want to be able to show that you can do things that maybe you didn't really think you could in the beginning. How would you ever know if you can do something that you've never done before unless you've tried it? If you're that guy that hasn't asked out that girl, or a girl that hasn't asked out that guy, you don't know. You don't know what's going to happen. But what do we do as humans? We anticipate negativity. And then we're told by society that, we think humility is such a great thing. You can have it. I don't want it.